So whenever someone tells me to think about who I thought was my favorite teacher, my mind immediately goes to one person, and her name was Mrs. Anderson. Mrs. Anderson was my 7th grade teacher at Worcester Middle School here in Stratford, Connecticut, and quite possibly I could not be happier with this biology teacher that I had. And of course, like, I'm really into science, especially now it's gonna be my major. So her being the start of all of that really just, makes her very memorable, and I thank her for what she did. But we go to her class and I meet her, and she's this super like red, bright hair, short to probably like around the shoulders. She had very pale skin, dark eyes, or dark makeup, and very bright blue eyes. So she like definitely stood out a lot. And she would say I would call her a curvy, fun-sized lady. She was a little bit on the smaller size, but that's what makes her more fun. And she was right off the bat just so enthusiastic and made us so excited for her class. She told us how we're going to be looking through microscopes, and she had them all set up. We're going to be looking at the cells and, different kinds of bacteria, and we're going to be dissecting. And when she said dissecting, I thought that was the most exciting thing, dissecting out of owl pellets, though, or owl poop. So that was definitely like, funny, but I knew it was gonna be fun to be able to finally dissect something. And we that day came, we found the bones and all that stuff, but that's for a different time. And she even spent her time after school being able to read to us or read with us the book Hunger Games, and it was just like a different part of the program after school. But that was like the first time also, she would spend her time with students after school and take the time to do that, and that's what really, it adds to the greatness of her. And I thought that reading that specific book was really cool too, because that was before the movie had even come out. So reading that, watching the movie was really fun. But what really made her the most memorable for me is that she told us this story on during the month of October, that she had a story to tell us, and it was a creepy, haunted story that had happened to her. So she told us that the first day of October, if we were really good for the month, then she's gonna tell us that story later on Halloween. And we just got so amped up. And first of all, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and she just made me more excited for that day to come. And so we're waiting for the month, we're being really good, a couple of bad students here and there making us nervous, dude, calm down. So that day comes, and she finally tells us, and it's this very paranormal activity thing that's happened to her in this brick house that she lived on King Street, and which was close to the school, as she moved there just to be closer to work. And she said cabinets were randomly left open. There was one time, a nighttime, she was by herself, her husband was at work, and glasses were falling off the table. So it was really creepy and something pretty scary that she had experienced. So all these added things just made her such a fantastic teacher, and I'm really glad that she was a part of my middle school life. But she just wasn't just a great teacher, she just was an captivating, kind soul, and I'm really glad that she was a part of my life and can continue to spread this greatness to other students.